A beautiful evening here from Westnile TV, lighting up the region with me, Ayot, Lillian. And this is the Real Talk every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. I hope you are having a very lovely Saturday evening. As usual, we run this program, hoping you just fold down there with your cup of coffee, or maybe with your phone, or sitting in front of your TV catching this program. Don't forget, we also stream live on our Facebook and our YouTube channel. You can tell a friend to catch this program, because we don't want anyone to be left out. Otherwise, thank you for watching us today, for staying with us today on today's program. A number of things have taken going around have taken place this week. People are celebrating, others are mourning, a lot, but all the same, we pray that it's already the weekend, and what a very good way to get all the stress off your head by tuning on to this program. My name is Ayot, Lillian, don't forget, and today we discuss a topic that is not strange to anyone. I know we are all familiar with it. It's something that is with us, and it is taken like everyone, everybody is into it, and we are discussing fashion today. I know a lot of people are asking what is fashion, and where people have been asking, the definitions differ from individual to individual, to a company, a fashion house, from one to another, from the models, the consumers, and all that. Most people, a lot of you have been after trends, but you don't understand where these trends come from. People want to follow trends, and people buy clothes. I know the people who pay so much attention to brands of clothing. Most people do Gucci, others Versace, people love Balenciaga, people do, all those. That entails fashion and a lot more. And in today's discussion, we want to understand what fashion is. We want to look at the trends that have been going around, what influence all these, the factors, how this has changed our cultural way of dressing, our cultural way, our traditional ways of behaving, and also how it has shaped our social identity in today's world. What has gender and how has fashion affected gender? And we shall look at all that. Like I said, we usually do this with our guests in the studio, and today we are blessed to have a gentleman in the studio. We have one guest, and we shall be here to exhaust this topic today. You can as well exhaust this topic with us by going on our YouTube channel. You like, subscribe, and be a part of this discussion. And let's have this time to get to know our guest. By the way, he's from one, should I say, the only fashion house here in Westnile. I mean, that's the only one that is not the Evora, I don't know, but he will say that. Let me leave that up to him. You are most welcome. Please do introduce yourself to our viewer and say hi.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, I'm so honored to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, my name is Dennis Aroba, and I'm representing Evora Casting today. Well, I'm going to tell you, say 1-2 things about Evora. Okay. Perhaps, like you just said, it should be the only in the region.
Okay. So what do you do at Evora?
Evora actually is an agency where we nurture talents. Okay. In order to, maximize. We help people maximize their talents, and we groom them so that they're ready for the world. Like, in a way, we try and prepare them for the world. That's what we do at Evora.
Okay, nice. You may want to check out Evora, but that aside, let's go into today's topic of discussion, that is fashion. I know a lot of people have so many questions. What is fashion? People see someone someone looks at you and is already saying, what is this one wearing? Why does he have that kind of hair on his head? Like, why is he all dressed up like that? And you may be also asking, why is you being like this? Maybe why is she wearing this? Why is she wearing that? We always question what people wear and all that, but someone tells you it's fashion, it's trending and all that. So help us understand what fashion is. Deeply want to Yeah.
Wow. When we talk about fashion, it's not a conversation for a day or maybe an hour.
But hopefully.
Yeah. Fashion goes so broad. It's very broad. It cuts across from how we dress. It goes to how we talk, how you eat. You know, it's all fashion. The history of fashion. Well, I may not be in position to say it, like, because different people tell their history in different ways. But looking, like my opinion about fashion is.
Oh, you can tell us how it has evolved over these years.
Oh, well, we literally been seeing different things. I remember growing up, we were so interested in you know, wearing, what do you call them? The cachupas. I don't know. Yeah, but there's a way our trousers looked like they didn't reach our heels. They stopped somewhere around there. I think you understand.
Like 3/4.
Yeah, not really 3/4, but you know, slightly above you know, our heels, like slightly there. Yeah. It was that, and then we show what was that again, where it spreads.
A bell bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, the bell bottoms came in, and all of that. But our people here, I would say fashion isn't really, we never paid so much attention to it, like people are doing right now. Because back then, man, I'll just grab anything and I'm okay with it. Like just how I want, just look like that. But of late, I've seen now people are more interested in brands. Like, wow, what is the trending brand? Oh, I should go for that one. Yeah, it isn't really like. It varies, like you said, from person to person. Yeah, the ideas about fashion and all that. So I would say fashion really, how it comes through is to make it short, I would really say a lot, but yeah, I just want to make it that brief. Fashion really depends on our daily lives, because you know, sometimes we dress according to our moods. Like people tend to dress in a specific way when they're going for specific functions and all of that. Yeah, so it really cuts through. Yeah.
But before we go to maybe a person dressing according to the mode or something like that, you said before people were more interested into wearing bell bottoms. You see people wearing these trousers, and you know, the way our grandmothers would do their makeup is not the same way we do our makeup today. But what has changed? What are those factors that have influenced people's sense of fashion?
Well, I'd say it's mostly, let me say, in a way of migration, people moving into, you know, getting exposed and all that, and then coming up with different ideas from different places. Okay. Because our people, if you look at the way they dress, like here within this region, back then compared to now, it was more like our most famous around here, we would say, was the Gomesi. Yeah, it's one of those outstanding fashions within our region. Of course, your shoot, yeah, those ones will definitely speak for themselves. There are people come across different cultures and all that. Sometimes it's really impacted by the different cultures that we get to find out, discover for ourselves, and which ends up, yeah, impacting on the way we
or do things. So you've talked about culture. Let's talk about how fashion, Western kind of fashion, has changed the way people look at our traditional, our cultural dressing. Like, how do they see that?
It seems to be fading off. Like, if you look at us, it's more like we're actually losing it. How our people used to look at fashion and all that. It's all fading in a way. But we're trying to, of course, as Evora, those are some of the things we're actually looking into. That's why we get to work with different fashion designers and to try and understand more of it. You're trying to harmonize it, kind of, in a way. Yes.
Okay, and let's look at how globalization, the role globalization has played in changing, the face of fashion from, let's say, one culture to another, one continent to another. Because when we look at globalization, we see one village, interconnectedness and everything. Like, you see what is happening the other side, and it's affecting people this side. So how has that shaped fashion here in Arua, here in Westnile, here in Uganda? Because I see how, let me see how the top models dress. Let me say I'm looking at Tyra Banks, how, that definitely changes my sense of fashion. Like, I want it to be some way. So how has that affected people around here?
I think lately, people just, we all have our idols, we have people that we look up to. And then when it comes to fashion, I think it's the big dogs. I mean, the brands, the bigger brands that usually dictate. It's if we're talking about the Gucci, the Versace, and in a way, they tend to dictate because they mostly pick up this the fashion for most people. Like, they'll tell you this is good, it matches with that. Like, the moment their brand recognizes it, like, yo, since this huge brand has recognized this, I think I should go with that. Okay. I think that is how it affects us here within the region, because if you look around, most people tend to be going that direction. Like, oh, it's Versace now, okay, let's buy more Versace. Okay, tomorrow it's Gucci selling, and yeah, they just go for that. I think it's those bigger brands that directly dictate our fashion industry. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about trends in the fashion industry. Someone comes up with something, and there are those people who automatically, the big dogs, like you said, in the fashion industry, who just pick up something, and then they're already trending on the internet, and someone just says, I want to be like that. So these people set the trends for people to follow. For example, look at Kanye West and his boots. I mean, like, it became a thing. Like, suddenly everyone wanted to have those boots, and people are like, I need to wear those boots because Kanye wore the boots, so I need to have it. Let's talk about the trendsetters. Who are these trendsetters? For example, how do you suddenly set a trend for people to follow? Does it have anything to do with your influence, your prominence, and how has this trend taken people lately?
Yeah, it most definitely has to do with first of all, the impact you have in your community, because before someone gets to give you their ears to to be like, yo, okay, I think he can make that decision for me, you should have had an impact in their lives in one way or another. I think before these guys got to where they are right now, they were first recognized by their own communities. Like your community sees something about you different, and they're like, yo, they give you that credit. So the moment you have your community giving you that credit, I think that's how you get to speak to the rest of the world. Okay. Because you already have that support from back home. Yes. What was the other question again?
Well, I mean, can anyone just wake up and set a trend? Maybe a wake up. Before we talk about trends, what's the difference between fashion and style? Are those the same things?
More or less the same. Okay, the difference is so thin that your style changes almost on a daily. Okay. On a daily, and then it becomes fashion when it kind of stays a little longer, because today I could dress like this and tomorrow I'm in shorts. I'm just changing those styles. But then if I begin to dress in a more specific way, like everybody gets to see like, oh, okay, that is so me. Yeah, it becomes a fashion. It becomes my fashion. Okay. Yes. Yes. So
style is your personal way of representing your taste of fashion.
Yep.
So yeah, everyone has a style. You know, people have a weird way of saying, oh my God, that dude, the way he dresses is just so weird. Because people have something to say about the way someone dresses or the way someone behaves. But as some of you do not understand some of these trends, much as they're weird, some are really weird. You may have to explain. For example, someone in the village will ask you, why do you have that hair on your head? Because, okay, a lot of questions come with it. And for those who are viewing, you can be a part of this discussion that we're having right here. How has fashion changed our cultural way of dressing, and how has it changed the way people look at our traditional ways of dressing? And let's talk about the trendsetters. Who are those iconic figures in the fashion industry that set the trend for you? And also, why do people go for some brands? Let's now talk about the brands. Why do some brands stand out and why others don't? Because also while people are buying products in the market, they're looking at the brands. You know, someone who wears Versace doesn't want to be caught wearing a Gucci. So what is the logic behind, for example, what is the importance of this branding?
First and foremost, for some brand to get my attention, they should have done something different from the other brand. Take for instance how you present your product out there. For instance, if I wanted to maybe sell my product, I'll look for a figure like you to come and to come and show it to the world, because you definitely have people that look up to you, and in a way, if you can trust my brand, they will definitely want to work with that brand. So I think it comes down to how you market yourself, how you sell yourself to the world. Specifically that, I think it's the business side of it. Okay. Yeah.
So it's the business side, the competition, how these brands present themselves to, the consumers. Most of these brands have been there like for ages, and there's a lot that present. I mean, what is Balenciaga known for?
Well, various stuff. Because you see, I believe most of these big brands, they don't just work with one creative artist. They have a couple of artists, creative designers that they work with, who all have different ideas. So it's not specifically saying my brand works with clothes and only clothes. No, that cannot be good for business. I personally wouldn't want to do that, because I'll be limiting myself. So it's always a good thing to have those creative minds to come up with their different ideas, because at the end of the day, we all have different ideas that we're trying to sell to the world. So as long as you, as a creative designer, you have convinced me, as you know, maybe the brand CEO, I'll definitely sell your product to the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at how social media has changed the face of fashion in the 21st century.
Well, talking about media, media has eased up a lot of things. Back then, when it wasn't like it is today, you know, it would take me forever to get my neighbor to get to see what I'm doing. Say, for instance, I'm in Arua, I come up with a design, say in the early 20s. You know, it will take my brothers in maybe in Nebi or Koboko ages to get to see my product. But media has, you know, cut all of that, and I can just prepare something right now and you see it the next minute. It kind of eases a lot for us. Yes.
In terms of marketing your products and everything.
Exactly. And then the other thing is that in a way, people love to buy your story more than your product. Like if someone is able to see how you do something, like follow the procedures, I think that they're more interested in your product. So media has made that easy in a way that I can show people my steps in, you know, coming up with my product, and then they can be like, yo, okay, this was original, I think I should go for it. Yeah, so it makes it that easy for us here today compared to yesterday.
Well, the internet has social. Let's talk about social media. Is a game changer, like in the fashion industry, because it has made things much easier, like you've said.
Yeah.
It helps designers, fashion houses market their products, and it also helps the consumers, I think, easily get to the products that they want. I mean, you have websites, social media handles where someone can just go and find these things ready and all that. So it's a good one for the designers and all that. The fashion, like you said, is not just about the clothing, it's not about just this, but I believe people have used fashion to change the world and change, I mean, things around them. That's why we come to the aspect of okay, it's a good thing, but everything has a bad side. We are struggling with a problem that is climate change, and all industries have had their own share of contribution to the problem, and fashion is just one of them. So how can we use fashion sustainably, in a sustainable way?
Well, if we can just look at minimizing, say for instance, like recycling what we have here. I think it can help us a lot in a way that you know, like you already talked about the climate, the changes and all that. Yeah, of course it comes as an effect from the industries, the factories that actually print some of these things that we term as fashion, you know. Yeah, but I believe if we stick to more to our local products, say talking about the Ankara, for instance, yeah, I believe since it's
what is the Ankara? Because someone out there is asking that question.
Ankara is so African in its way that what we call them, they make the kitengis, yeah, those brands. Yeah, they come, of course, in various types. Yeah, you find quite a number of them in the market.
One thing you might have noticed is that years back, the way we looked at those Ankaras, the Kitenges, was in a different way, that people thought they were for villagers. But then something is changing, like they're now emerging, like everyone wants to have an Ankara outfit for some reason, but we don't understand what is the reason behind its sudden rise to prominence.
Well, you see, we're getting to realize that what is from home is actually good. You know, back then, we'll be attracted to certain things simply because they come from the other regions of the world. I'm talking about the West and all that. But people are getting to realize that we can actually be us. Like, we don't have to be them. So that's why the Ankara is actually, it's picking up. Like, I would say it's really picking up. Almost everyone wants to go there now, like dressing the tangis and, you know, yeah.
So now everyone wants to do that kind of
they want to be African. Like, they really want to. They're getting to concentrate more at home. Like, they're getting to understand that, yeah, you see, our products are actually as good as their products out there. Yeah, I believe that's why.
That's a good one, that people are now embracing our, our traditional wear, our indigenous material for fashion now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it has taken shape. You find for weddings now, people are doing the African wear. They call it the African wear. And I also love how specifically, I want to talk about the tourism industry in Uganda. For example, the Miss Tourism contest, where they have that they have a special session for the African wear, where the contestants showcase the African wear. And I mean, that's a great way of marketing our own things here. So how can we encourage people, to embrace fashion? I mean, people say there's bad fashion, there's good fashion, but what makes what makes fashion bad? Because when we talk about, still talking about globalization, where we now, let's talk about the technology, the internet, where we can see how people dress the other side. Someone wants to dress like Lady Gaga in a meat outfit. Someone wants to dress maybe like a supermodel on a runway where they have skimpy clothing. I mean, that is what people here consider as bad fashion, because they say someone is dressing naked. So what is being done? How are you changing people's mind to accept that kind of dressing?
Okay, one thing people don't understand is that there's certain ways that we dress for specific functions. You see, you might see maybe on the internet that I'm going to use Lady Gaga for instance.
Yeah.
Was dressed in a way and people are saying it's bad. But one thing we don't understand is the behind the scenes. Where was she dressed like that? That's one thing that most people tend to misunderstand. Because I could be somewhere indoors and I dress in a specific way, or maybe to market a specific thing.
Okay, we're going to come back with us, that discussion after this break. It's a very important one, that you should know how to dress when you're going for a particular function, because every function has its way of dressing. And we shall come back to continue with that conversation after this break. Thank you for staying with us. Don't go away.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
our football, our boys, our style. Star Times UPL new season starts 15th September. Go for it!
What a finish to Mr. Fukume!
The Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL, our league, go for it.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region. Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome from that break. This is the Real Talk with me, Ayot, Lillian, every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. here on Westnile TV, lighting up the region. Don't forget, we are on Star Times, Zuku, and we also stream live on our Facebook and YouTube channels. So do make it a point to be a part of this discussion every Saturdays, and our repeats go on Thursdays 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Don't miss that. Just in case you miss this or your friend misses this, make sure to share this. And today we are having a discussion on fashion and design. I know it's a topic that many people want to understand, because a lot goes on in our everyday life, the way we dress, the way we present ourselves, the way we do some things in line with fashion, our style, the way we do our hair, how we want to wear our makeup, how we want to do our nails, we want to do our rings, how we want to dress up, how obsessed some of you are with sneakers, some particular type of sneakers, how some people want to do, a lot comes in with that. And in this discussion, we've had a creative director. By the way, you have to explain what a creative director is. He works with Evora Modeling Agency, and he's here with us in the studio. We've looked at what fashion is and the evolution over time, how it has changed, and how our ways of dressing has changed based on a lot of factors, the things we see on the internet, how other people dress, how our idols dress, also how the celebrities dress. And someone wants to dress like someone because Lady Gaga dressed in a particular way. Someone also wants to do the same kind of dressing, and we've seen how parents have been complaining our children are walking naked, but the children they're following the trend that is being set by the people that they idolize. And your taste of fashion is affected by different things, and we've explained why some people will go for Versace, why some go for Chanel, why some go for Balenciaga, why some go for Dior, and a lot. So that is that. And thank you so much for joining us in this discussion, and also thank you our dear viewer for catching this discussion. So we were on the point where we are discussing, before we went for the break, we were discussing how someone should dress for different occasions. Now, I know how some people, turn up for formal events in very casual clothing, and then you go for a casual event and you are in really formal dressing, and how some people go to the club in suits, this is the point where we are going to explain some of these things. So you as our creative director, help us understand also as a fashionista, because the way you're dressing, I know some people don't also understand. Help us understand how someone should show up for different events, from formal to informal, birthdays to parties, church events to friends parties and all that.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to be straight with this one. First and foremost, I need to understand where I'm going.
Okay.
The people I'm going to meet, and the kind of function I'm going to attend. For instance, we live in our society where we have our values as the society, the original society. But you understand that within our society, there are certain groups of people that tend to understand fashion in a different way. That cuts across, of course, the generation gap. Yes, I wouldn't expect my mom to understand fashion the way I do. So it comes down to that. So when I'm going somewhere for an event, I consider, of course, the people that are going to surround me, just in order to not give a bad impression. Of course, at the end of the day, we all have to respect certain society values. I will do that, and I'll encourage you out there to do the same thing. So the people that I'm going to meet is very vital. I think you understand that. Apart from that, the timing also plays a role. Is it going to be, am I going out in the morning, or maybe is it late in the evening, or is it a night function? I don't like bright colors, not so much. Not so much. So that is the other thing as well.
Let's talk about colors and skin complexion.
Well, color runs so deep. I don't know. We have different views on color. I may tell you I don't like bright colors because my society tells me bright colors are for ladies. That could be my reason, which in case is not really. I don't like bright colors because I just don't like to draw so much attention. First the hair is already drawing attention, and I wouldn't want to add color into it and look funny. Oh, weird. So I tend to run away from bright colors most of the times. So that at least I'm not so much seeing. I love to stay behind the scenes. That's why I choose to be more of a director, because I be working behind the scenes, just trying to get things right, and something like that. So that is basically what will determine the way I dress. Those are some of it.
So before you get you get dressed to go for a function or for an event, for a meeting, for a job interview, you should be, like he said, able to consider your environment, the kind of function you're going for, the kind of people you're going to meet, and the people who are going to be around, and the theme, the colors. Pay attention to the colors of clothes that you wear, the time, the atmosphere, the everything, so that you are on point. Like you don't want to show up like a clown when you're going for a formal event. You just want some little guide, some guide to some of the most important events. For example, if a person is going for a job interview, maybe a meeting, a person is going to church, how should they dress? Just some brief highlights, because we want to understand.
Talking of the meetings and the interviews and things like that.
For example, can I show up in boots when I'm going for a job interview in a crop top? I'm wearing a crop top, I'm in boots, I'm doing bright makeup. Does that make sense?
Well, it will depend on the interview you're actually going for, because if you come in for an interview with my fashion house, like the agency, I wouldn't mind your boots. Yeah, because
you just need to see the sense of fashion.
Yes, because I'll tell how creative you are from the moment you step in, because that is what we look at as the agency. We look at those very small details. Oh, okay, maybe it could just be about your shoe, maybe your cap, maybe your jacket. I pay attention to those small details. Personally, I wouldn't mind. But then, if it's to do with other interviews, like besides from the agency, I wouldn't advise boots. Yeah, I'd like you to go with something more simple. Boots would look like, oh, are you coming to fight me or something? Yeah.
Okay, still in line with that, we have this Afro branch thing that goes in Arua. I think we have another one in December, and that's where people get to, showcase their sense of fashion, how they dress and all this. But then there was this particular photo that was trending, the Afro branch photo that is still trending. I think people are still using it. The lady stood out because she dressed in a way that people in Aroa had never seen. Like nobody in Aroa had ever dressed like that, and she was so criticized, so much criticized for the way she dressed. And there are these people who are like, yeah, go girl, we like the way you have dressed, the way you have done that. So what is your opinion of that? Do you think the criticism was right, or maybe she was right to dress the way she did? What is your opinion?
Well, I really don't have a problem with the way she dressed. I still remember that.
Yeah, nobody can forget.
Let's look at that event in particular. Afro branch is one of those events that target a specific group of people. It's not an everybody event. The people that mostly come through for these events are the celebrities, and yeah, I would say that. So this person dressed in a way knowing that she was going to meet this kind of people that understand fashion. So first of all, I want to credit her, her confidence to be herself. Because if at a certain point, if we're really going to take in everyone's opinion about you, you may never discover yourself. You're like your full potential.
Sure.
And sometimes you really have to make those bold decisions, and then like she did, that was wow. That motivates me.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd want her to do that again.
Okay.
Yeah, like, cause it is who she is, and then the community she was, the people she was with, really didn't have a problem with that. I, in particular, didn't have a problem with that. I still don't have a problem with it. Yeah, it's good. It's good for the industry. You see, our people are not so much into fashion yet. I'd say they don't really understand it that much yet. That's why we had to come down with and sit down and start this agency. Well, in a way, we want to help people understand fashion more. Okay. Like, because at the end of the day, the world is growing, things are changing. It's either we're going to embrace some of these changes and use them to benefit us in a positive way, or we're going to be left behind. We don't want to be left behind. We have to move on with the world, because there are certain things that you can ignore, but not fashion. Fashion, creative arts, name them. It cuts across. These are things that you cannot push aside as we're moving on with the world. So we're really gonna have to just accept some of these things. It may be harsh, kinda, because it conflicts a lot with some of our beliefs as a community here, as Westnile and all that. But this change is inevitable. We can't run away from it. At the end of the day, it's going to consume us, and we really have to be ready for it and accept some of these hard truths. Yeah, yeah, they're hard to take in, but we have to accept them.
Okay.
Yes.
I love how you credited that the Afro Bunch lady, still for how she dressed. Wow, the confidence here. She really had it. And picking from that point, let's look at how, you know, fashion has had a toll on body image. How people see themselves. You know, there is outfits and you put on it and someone is like, no, that's definitely not for you. So what should someone, before we go to the body image stuff, what should someone consider before choosing an outfit, something to wear? What are those things they should pay attention to?
There are certain styles that are just not for everyone.
Explain.
Yeah, I have to understand my body. You know, whatever I'm going to add onto it has to relate in a way. I take, for instance, I'm a slender person, and I wouldn't want to look so slender. Like when I come out, when I dress and I come out, that would be bad. I'll feel bad about it in a way. So there's some of those things that you need to, you know, just hide them off. Like understanding your body is just one thing, and then the design itself, whatever the creative artist has put onto the market. Some of them are easy to tell, like, this is not my taste. It also runs down to your taste, your kind of taste in fashion and all that. You're not going to like everything, yeah, but if there's something that you like and someone tells you you don't look good in it, if possible, you can actually find the designer, if you can, so that they can create something that can fit you in your own way. Yeah, you just throw them the ball and then they can cook something nice for you, which is possible.
So basically, one should pay attention to their bodies before choosing anything to wear, and basing on that, let's see whether fashion, tell us whether fashion has actually improved people's confidence or just killed their esteem. Let's talk about esteem, body, esteem when it comes to fashion, because now you say someone needs to pay attention to their bodies. I believe there are people out there who are fearing to step out in some kinds of outfit because someone simply says it doesn't look good on you. So has that raised people's esteem or just killed some?
I just have to look at what is more important to me. Like, is it what you say about me, or is it how I feel about myself? Because if I understand how I feel and I want to do certain things in a certain way, then you cannot stop me by simply telling me, no, like, this is not for you. How do you know it's not for me? Because at the end of the day, it's me who really decides if this is for me or not. Self-esteem is it's more like personal. Someone can speak to you to try and boost, your esteem and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it goes down to you. It goes down to who you are. The more you understand yourself, the more you build your self-esteem. I believe so.
That's interesting coming from you. So nobody should let you down because you're wearing something, because it doesn't suit your body. But if you really know what your body, like you said, paying attention to your body goes to your everything, like everything on your body, what looks good on you. But the most important thing is I think fashion is about you being comfortable in what you're wearing, being comfortable in your skin, and that is what counts. And do not forget, also pay attention to the community around, because you can't go to the village and you're dressed in in shorts. Up to now you cannot, because people will not leave you alone. People will talk and talk and talk. Aside from looking at how you show up, how you dress, how you do, this may be just going on buying clothes to take photos on Instagram, Facebook, go on TikTok and make videos with them. There's a lot that is there in the fashion industry that we are not paying attention to, especially here in Westnile. I would like to point that particularly. Let's talk about Arua. Not so many people see the opportunities that are available in the fashion industry. I mean, there is a vast that people can explore, people can use to make a living, people can use, to improve themselves and work something out of life. So take us through some of the opportunities that are available in the fashion industry that young people can specifically tap into.
I'm going to talk most about what we do at Evora Casting as an agency. The kind of opportunities that we're creating for the youth. First of all, we employ some of these youth. We have models signed to the agency that we're currently working with, and we pay them. They earn a living through fashion. It cuts across. We have specific runway models that recently, actually, there was not a week ago. The homecoming. Saturday. The Miss Tourism homecoming. Some of the models that actually walked the runway during that event were from us, from our agency. So there is employment opportunities that come through in the fashion industry. We have different brands that come in to market their products. So we pick these models, look at their different. Of course, they have their different qualities. We try to group them, pay attention to them, and then when these brands come in our city, we can contact them, tell them we have models here that can market their products, and they get paid at the end of the day. You see, we all working. Everything that we do at the end of the day is to make us some money, right? Because we need it. Yes, yes. That being said, in the fashion world, you can work as a vixen. We have very many entertainers here, musicians that require people to be in their videos and all that, so they can actually contact our agency, and we help them out. Not just that, we also tend to develop personal traits. You know, there are certain people that tend not to understand themselves that much, so we help build them up, like give them positivity and yeah, to just help them be the better versions of themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, aside from being a model, maybe being a model or a vixen and that, what other opportunities can people, explore into? Because you said you're a creative director, so what do you do in that line as a creative director?
Well, I work with different creators. So sometimes it's easier to share your ideas with someone who is creative. Like, this is a creative passion, and you can easily share your ideas with them because they'll understand. Talent cuts across. It's just not to do with fashion. Fashion is like a cousin to creativity, because you can add fashion into almost anything. It doesn't have to be clothes, like I said before. So whatever it is that you're doing, we introduce you to fashion in its own way. Like I'm talking about what you do. It could be say like even singing. When you sing, if you're a musician and you work through our agency, we see how to brand you, like as you know. Yeah, we just share those ideas with you, and then yeah, like create content for you in order to boost whatever that you're doing. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. We say that for there's a lot that is in this industry, from models to vixens to creative directors. We even have photographers.
Exactly.
Who takes the photos of the models or the photos of the products. We have you who does art. I think you do art on the models, and that's also an opportunity that people can explore. We have makeup artists who work on on the models. There's a lot that people just have to, the young people just have to tap into here, because we say there are no jobs, but this could be a great way for you to employ yourself. So we see we have key players in the industry. I would like to throw shade on the designers. What does it take for someone to become a designer? Because these people play a great role, first of all, in the industry. I don't know if it's the creative directors or the designers who come up with the designs, or maybe the clothing, the bags, the jewelries, and all of that comes. At the end of it, there's a collection that is put out there. But before we go into that, what does it take for someone to be a fashion designer?
It takes creativity, and it takes love for fashion. See, to be a fashion designer, you need to have a taste in fashion. There has to be something.
A good one.
Yeah, yeah, like a good one. And then there has to be something that drives you to being a fashion designer. It could just be like maybe you just love clothes so much that you can spend a second minus looking at one. So you need to have a good taste, and then you really have to be creative, because it's a competitive world. At the end of the day, there are so many people that are into fashion as designers and all that. But how different your products? What kind of value, what more value do you add onto them? Because someone once told me everything that we're doing now is what someone has done before.
True.
But how different do you do it? How, yeah, exactly. So you need to be that creative. It takes a lot of creativity to brand yourself as a fashion designer.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've seen people go to fashion schools to learn fashion and all that. So what does a fashion designer do? Is it that they just sit on machines and do clothes, work on clothes for people, or there's just more to that we don't see? What is it that they do?
See, a fashion designer thinks, they think of like I said before, it's that creativity. You know, I may have this jacket on.
Okay.
But
Sorry, just to cut you short. We'll give time for we're going for a short break, a very short break. But when we come back, we'll still continue from where we stopped. What fashion designers do, and we shall zero down to that part of modeling, that in this, that part where people can adequately tap, to find opportunities and all that. Don't go away. This is The Real Talk with me, Ayot, Lillian. We shall come back after this very, very short break. Don't go away.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
Starts 15th September. Go for it.
What a finish for Master Fukume!
The Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL. Our league, go for it.
Westnile TV, lighting up the region.
Thank you for staying with us and welcome from that short break. This is The Real Talk with me, Ayot, Lillian, every Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. A big thank you for all those who have stayed with us from the beginning of the show till now. And our topic still remains fashion and design. And you can let us know what you think on this topic by going on our YouTube channel and our Facebook channel, because we are streaming there. And you can let us know your opinion by just liking. You like, subscribe, and you leave your comment. As usual, we do read your comments here, so that we also let other viewers know what you are thinking. Today we have a creative designer here, a creative director here in the studio from Evora Modeling Agency, who is with us here to discuss this topic, fashion and design. It's a very broad topic, but we just picked on a few things. We looked at what fashion is, because not so many people seem to understand what that is, and how you can show up for different events. You know, you don't just show up blah, because you need to consider there are a lot of things that you need to put into consideration, as he had earlier on discussed, the kind of event, the kind of people in attendance, what role you're going to play in the event, and also pay attention to your skin complexion, and also colors play a lot when it comes to that, and how people go for different brands, and what influences someone's taste for fashion, and a lot that we have discussed. But most importantly, the opportunities that are available in the fashion industry that the young people can tap into to help them make a living out of it, because it's not just about saying I dress well. You go on social media posting photos, going after the fast rising trends, picking on trends and just jumping on them. But there's a lot that you can earn from this industry if you only focus on it. There are a lot of opportunities. You can be a model, you can be a vixen, a creative director, you can be, you know, a trainer or something. There is just a lot. And you know, many people think maybe when you dress well, they automatically call you a fashion designer, and that has happened. I know you've called someone who dresses well, maybe has a good sense of fashion, and you just say the person is a fashion designer. I don't know if that qualifies someone to be a fashion designer. And sometimes tailors, people refer to some tailors as fashion designers. But since you're here, an expert, help us understand who a fashion designer is and what they do, what distinguishes a fashion designer from all these other people.
Thank you. Well, you're right to say most people credit tailors as fashion designers. No, those are two different people. Okay. Tailors, they're more like just repair, like they don't add anything new to an existing fashion or style. Okay. Tailors don't do that. But as a fashion designer, you have to look at what value you add to what is already existing. Say for instance, if people are dressing in they have their gourmecy in a specific way, how you do it different, but it's still a gourmecy, but you twisting one or two things about it. Okay. That definitely credits you as a fashion designer. Yeah, because you're creative enough to add more value onto what is already existing. Yeah, so it's more about the addition of value. Yeah.
Okay, and I think from that definition, I would proudly say that you know, Fassi is a fashion designer. I know he's this guy who is young and so passionate about fashion. Like, I've seen how he creates something out of nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, he just sketches things and then boom, he has, I think, a fashion something, what is it called, a fashion line something. He has this thing where he he has Madoa Designs, Madoa Haute Couture. He does haute couture. That's also something that people here are not into so much. And still talking about the opportunities. Anyway, basing from what you have said, I know you know where most people fall, whether they're fashion designers or they're just these people who jump on trends and this, and the difference between the similarities between all these people. But they all play a significant, role in the fashion industry. So speaking about the opportunities, the one that most people here are, most familiar with is the one in modeling. Let's talk about modeling now that we have an agency here in Westnile, Evora. I know it comes with a lot, because people think slim people, when they look at someone who is slim, they automatically say she is a model, or you can be a model. So what is modeling, and what does it take to become a model?
See, modeling in itself is so broad in a way that almost anyone can be a model, regardless of their body size, and whether you're big or you're small, you can still be a model. You just have to identify where you fit, because you can be a runway model. You can be maybe you're off the runway, more like into say
a commercial model.
Commercial. You can be very commercial. So it's not really about your body. Sometimes there are other things like your brain, how creative you are, and then there are certain qualities. We all have unique qualities, each one of us. So we, as an agency, we try to identify those qualities. We help you identify them, and then we give you ways out, like how best you can use it, like just to maximize on it. Once we've helped you identify what best you can be. Okay. Yeah, so it's not just about walking on the runways and all that. No, not really.
Oh, that's interesting. So modeling is not about only being on the runway. I mean, we've seen commercial models. We see those who specifically just who specialize into photography, and we have body part models, nail, fingers. Exactly. Someone does the face. Some have legs to show shoes and all that. So you can explore where you belong. And I know you said it's not about the body size. No. We've seen how this modeling is evolving. I mean, before we only saw very, very tiny girls walking the runway, but now we see plus size model. Things are evolving. What's behind this change? I mean, what prompted this, from these tiny people to now the inclusivity?
Well, see, at the end of the day, it's all about presenting out our views, giving out your views, because if you're unable to reach out to me to give me your views on a specific thing, I may just neglect you and not mind of it, because you see, at the end of the day, everybody can be what they want to be, regardless of their body. So I believe it started by people of size, giving their views, like, can't we really fit in? Isn't there a way we can be part of it? Because we're so interested. Like, you see someone that comes to your face and tells you every day, I want to do this, I want to do this. However much you try to ignore them, at the end of the day, it's going to catch up with you. You will either have to give them the opportunity or really just push them away. And then whatever you do, at the end of the day, tells us who you are. Because if you're this person who is going to push people away, and I may not work with you, it's very bad for the image of the brand. or whatever it is that you're doing. So if I'm able to pay attention to your views and then we sit down and think as creative people, I can ask you like, okay, what can you do? And then you're able to tell me, to convince me. That's how we change our minds at the end of the day. So it's totally different now. It's not about the slim, small girls anymore. Like, I mean, it cuts across now. It's almost for everyone now. Yeah, as long as you're able to discover what role you contribute to the industry. Yeah, the moment you find that, you're good to go. I believe that.
That's interesting to know that now that it's inclusive for everyone, because a lot of people had been wanting to go there. I mean, that is people who still ask questions. I want to model, you know, but I'm short. You know, do you think I'm going to make it there? Some people say I want to model, but I feel like I'm plus size, and a lot of those questions have been asked. But now we thank God, you say it's a very inclusive field, because we've seen people who are short, but when they get on the runway, like someone has the walk and you feel like, damn, that is the person. And you see this person has the height, maybe the body, but the walks are not, you know, all that. So it takes a lot. So let us look at fashion and modeling. Let's talk about high fashion, because we're looking at people on the runway now. The way they dress, they're required to be some size. We've seen how models have openly come, you know, we're being starved because they want us to we maintain this weight. This is how they want us to look. Like, we're falling sick. It's affecting their health and a lot of that. But leaving the health bit of it, let's talk about how it has affected the image of people out there. We've seen Gigi Hadid and Bella. These girls are extremely slim, and a lot of girls looking at these girls, they want to look like them. So what has that kind of image what effect has that kind of portrayal had on girls outside here?
Okay, see, as an agency, why I say that we help these models that come through to us, we help identify their unique talents. You may want to be slim, like very slim. Are you okay with it? Because at the end of the day, we all make sacrifices in whatever things that we do. Sacrifices, of course, have to be made before we can achieve whatever goals we set. First, you need to be okay with it. Are you personally okay with it? Are you willing to make those sacrifices? Because there are certain things you just can't neglect. There are stages to, you know, those development stages. You can't skip one of them, because if you skip, it's all going to come back at you later on. So it's all about following the procedures and getting to where you really want to be. How it has affected our people here, the models here. Of course, it's both positive and negative. Yeah, I may fall sick while trying to attain a specific size that I want, but at the end of the day, it pays, right?
Yeah, expensive. I don't want to say at that one expense.
Yeah, like just looking at the broader picture, because at the moment the industry is really not developed here yet, but we're out here making these sacrifices, trying to make sure that the next generation, the next group of people that come through, at least get a platform that is ready for them, you know, so that they can express themselves more and perhaps better that we are doing right now. Yes.
Okay. You know, one of the most asked questions by people here is that I mean, I've been sometimes you tell someone I'm going to attend a fashion show, it's here, and then someone asks you, what is a fashion show? Like, what takes place there? Why do people have to move like dressed in clothes and all that? So how would you make someone understand maybe this is a fashion show and this is the significance? Why do you organize fashion shows?
We organize fashion shows for various reasons. Sometimes there are people who reach out to us. They want to bring in new products to the community, and we help them present those products. The people I'm talking about specifically the fashion designers, because we work with a couple of fashion houses from within the city, and then the region, of course the Westnile region. We work with fashion designers from Koboko, from Ajumani, and from Arua. So we in a way organize these fashion events to bring out their products on the market, and then having our agency, market your product. I think in a way we give you credit, like we take you, okay. Telling the people out there that this is a legit
brand,
creative. This person is creative, and so we help market you in a way. That's some of the reason, and then sometimes we want to help people catch up with trends. They need to understand what is happening out there in the world. We may be here, but a lot is happening in the fashion industry, and by organizing these fashion shows, the runway events, we want to keep our people, our region updated. Like, we have to be up to date, okay, so that we can run with the rest of the world. We don't want to be left behind. Yeah.
So in a way, that's enough reason for you to attend a fashion show, that in case they're organizing any, that you should attend, because at the end of it all, the designers come up with these creative designs, beautiful designs that the models showcase. That's why the models are there. They walk in the clothes so that you can see. You find a model comes in an outfit that you like, and you'll be like, yeah, that's the one I want. And that is why some of these fashion shows are organized, and that's why people are called to attend. So I hope we can just learn to appreciate that more, because these people put in a lot of effort. And now, as we wind up this discussion, I want to touch on a topic that is very sensitive. I mean, how fashion has changed in regard to gender. You can no longer tell whether this outfit is for women or it's for men, or it's like men wearing women's clothes, and it's vice versa. We have tomboys, and it's weird how men these days wear high heels, and how some girls have just totally gone from being girls to boys, the way they dress. Let's look at the role of fashion in this. Help us understand. You're doing hair that we see are for women. Help us understand what's going on.
Well, you see, at the end of the day, it's all about you, and it's all about me. What I want to be, how the image I want to portray out there is a personal thing. I wouldn't say it's it's wrong for me to to get into fashion that is initially said to be for women. Am I okay with it? Is the question I always ask myself. Am I okay with it? So if I'm okay with it, I think I'll go for it. It's worth trying. After all, we only live this life once, right? And I wouldn't want to really limit myself, because if we live in a world where we're going to limit ourselves, I think life just becomes more sucking. Life's already dragging us. We're just trying to be happy. So if I'm okay doing something, like, I'm good with it.
Okay, that is you doing something, but let's talk about someone doing something. I want to bring this a practical example. Unfortunately, his name has just skipped my mind. He's a white, and this guy is an engineer, but he has this weird sense of fashion, his style, I should say. He wears skirts. He does skirts and walks in heels. Oh my god, the guy is so good in heels. Like, the way he walks, can tell that he has really practiced his walk. Like, he wears stilettos and he looks really okay. Let me keep my opinions, but he wears skirts and heels, women's shoes strictly, and he shows up classy and elegant, and people have come out to criticize him, and there are very many, lots more people who actually take that direction, that kind of fashion. So they have been criticized. I don't know what you think about that. You mean this is someone wearing, assuming he just turns up at you, that's your father turning up at your wedding dressed like that. Sorry.
Okay. When you take it to the extreme, sometimes it can look offensive. It takes us back to the point
Are
where...
you regarding that offensive?
Well, that's a tricky one.
I know it's a tricky one for you guys in the industry, because...
Yeah, my opinion is based on the brand as Evora agency. Okay. Well, we don't limit with fashion. When it comes to fashion, I wouldn't limit myself, and I wouldn't want anyone out there to limit themselves as well. But it takes us back to the point of where you dress to go to, the people you're going to interact with, dressed in the way you are. If you convinced that they are okay with it, well and good. I believe it will be a good thing to rock your fashion the way you want it.
Okay.
Yeah, without no one having to tell you, yo, you can't do this. Of course you can do it. I don't know why he chooses to wear that kind of fashion. I wish I had that opportunity to talk to him, to try and understand why he does that. But yeah, and unfortunately, so I'm not going to judge him because I don't understand his side of the story. And until I understand your side of the story, yeah, that's when I can give my opinion about it. Exactly.
But anyway, that is a very complicated matter, that the topic go, fashion
Yes,
and gender, like it has been, okay, nobody wants to touch that because of, the other thing, I don't want to talk about it, but it's because of that. So as we wind up, our time is done here. So let us know about Evora, what you guys do, and where you are located. And of course, your last message to all of you.
Oh, well, what we do as Evora casting agency, I'm going to break it down in one or two words. First, we're more of a talent management agency. It doesn't have to be fashion. But as long as you're talented in anything, and you're able to present it to us, and then we can create content for you, basically plan literally everything for you. We can even go to the extent of management, like we can manage you as the brand that you are, and we prepare you to present you to the world. The other reason we decided to come up with the agency is we understood that our region totally lags behind when it comes to fashion, the creative world. Most of us tend to look at more of like what they used to say, the corporate world, but it's not that anymore. I think the world currently is run by creativity. Regardless of what you're creative in, as long as you have something that you're really good at, you can come up to us, talk to us, and then we see how best we can, you know, develop ourselves together. Of course, as you, the brand, and then the Evora agency. One last thing is that actually next month we have a runway show. We're calling it Glam. Yeah, it's going to be on the 25th of November. That's next month. You can come witness fashion. You can come have fun. It's going to be at Fabrica Lounge.
So where are you guys located?
Well, you can reach us on our socials. We're on YouTube, of course. We are on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, that's the quickest way to reach us.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. It has been a very, very interesting time having you here. Take part in this discussion. I believe you who is catching the discussion, you picked out something or you've learned something, and thank you so much. Hope you continue to share the YouTube links to your friends, and for those who missed, if you've just joined us, we're done for today, and hopefully you'll catch us on our YouTube channel or catch our repeater on Saturdays. And today's topic, please do put it into practice. And for those who have been having issues with the dressing, you know where to go, on how to present yourself. By the way, fashion is like a statement. It says a lot about you, about your personality, because someone can already tell from the way you dress you are such a kind of a person. And do not forget that there are many opportunities that you can tap into in the fashion industry that could be of help to you or to someone near you. So make sure you utilize these opportunities. Thank you for staying with us today. My name is Lillian Ayot. This is the Real Talk here on Westnile TV. Thank you, our director and our producer Aldo. Thank you so much for the good work done, and of course to you, the viewer, and to Evora Modeling Casting Agency. Thank you for staying with us, and have a very beautiful weekend. Stay tuned for the next program. Thank you.